In the name of Allah, most gracious, most compassionate. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all are fine. Dear students, welcome to Pakistan International School Doha, Qatar for e-learning program. Dear students, this lecture is prepared for Grade 11 History of Pakistan by Department of Social Sciences, and I am your teacher, Mrs. Rabia Imtiaz Sohail. Kindly keep pen in your hand to note down the important points while watching video, because you will have to answer questions at the end. If you find anything difficult, feel free to ask. Dear students, today you will learn about difficulties faced by Pakistan during its early days. Learning objectives. My dear students, at the end of the lesson, students will be able to tell about the early problems Pakistan faced at the time of its partition. Complete the questions answers at the end of lesson. Dear students, Pakistan was established in 1947, and since its beginning, it has been surrounded by countless issues, including but not limited to missing infrastructure, insufficient refined resources, barren or outdated factories and technologies, refugees problem, illiteracy, demarcation of boundaries, imposed conflicts at Kashmir and other fronts, and an ever-ready enemy to highlight all the efforts towards progress. Despite it being rich on raw resources thus far, Pakistan is a developing country with limited development in every area due to the problems it faces. The emergence of Pakistan, after a long freedom movement, was in fact a great victory of the democratic idea of life. The Indian Muslims happily and valiantly laid down their lives and properties to achieve a destination in which they saw the fulfillment of their dreams of living an independent life free from Hindu and British dominance. Quaid-e-Azam on 15th of August, 1947 said, "My thoughts are those valiant fighters in our cause who readily sacrificed all they had, including their lives, to make Pakistan possible." Now, in the following text we will shed some light on some of the major problems faced in establishment of Pakistan in early times. Unfair boundary distribution. A boundary commission was set up under a British chairman, Sir Cyril Redcliffe. He misused his powers and handed over Muslims' majority areas like Gurdaspur, Firozpur and Junagadh to India, hence providing them a gateway to Kashmir. Quaid-e-Azam called it an unjust, incomprehensible and even perverse award. This will be led to a hottest issue of world known as Kashmir issue. Refugees problem. Muslims of the subcontinent were happy on the establishment of Pakistan. They had now a Muslim state of such nature where they were free politically, socially, economically and in their religious matters. After establishment of Pakistan, many riots started in the subcontinent. Punjab, Delhi, Bengal and Bihar were worst affected areas. About 1.5 million Muslims were killed. Muslim ladies were kidnapped. More than 1 billion Muslim were bound to migrate from India. Their properties were set on fire. These riots were pre-planned. Hindus were attacking on the foundations of Pakistan. They were of the opinion that after doing all these bad deeds Pakistan would not stand and it will collapse soon. The millions of refugees reached Pakistan in very bad condition. Provision of residence, food and other necessities for them was a great problem for newly born state. The sources of government were much limited, but government helped them and established a department to solve the problems of the refugees. Division of military and financial assets. In order to embarrass Pakistan financially, India did a lot of dishonesty in the matters of Pakistan which were concerned with its benefits. Pakistan was promised to get Rs. 750 million, but the Indian government refused to give. Pakistan received only 200 million. Pakistan also did not receive the due share of the military assets. This dishonest attitude put Pakistan into great difficulties. Choice of capital and establishment of government. A very major problem that Pakistan had to face was to choose a capital to form a government and to establish a secretariat. Karachi was chosen as the capital of Pakistan. Quaid-e-Azam took the office of the Governor-General, Liaquat Ali Khan was appointed as Prime Minister and a cabinet of experienced persons was selected. Arrangements were to be made to bring the officials who had opted for Pakistan from Delhi to Karachi. Canal water distribution problem. Almost every river in Pakistan have their origins in India. In 1948, India stopped water supply to Pakistani canals to damage the Pakistani agriculture. However, on 9 September, 1960 an agreement called Indus-Basin Treaty was signed between the two countries. Economic problem. Pakistan mostly consisted of economically backward and underdeveloped area after existence. The agricultural system was outdated, which added to the economic backwardness of the areas forming part of Pakistan. Before partition, the Hindus, with the blessings of the British government, had acquired complete control in trade and commerce. The entire capital was in the hands of the Indians. Moreover, the banks and other financial institutions were located in Indian territory. The major industries were also in those areas which were part of India. Besides these factors, the technical experts and laborers, who operated the industries, were all Hindus because the Muslims extremely lagged behind in education and financial capabilities. The UN-secured system of transportation and communication also made its adverse effect on economic development of the country. The railway system and river transportation in East Pakistan was in depleted condition. The roads were in irreparable condition. The communication and transportation system in West Pakistan, comparatively, was in better position. Administrative problems. The country came into existence in very worst conditions. The government of Pakistan could not get enough time to set up workable administrative machinery because of the great difficulties created by Congress. The Indian government adopted delaying tactics in transferring the government servants and official record, which aggravated the situation. Due to this, the immediate task before the nation was to establish a workable administrative and government machinery to run the affairs of the newly born state. The major administrative problem facing Pakistan was the acute shortage of competent and experienced personnel in the central and provincial governments. Moreover, there weren't enough chairs, tables, or even stationery and paper pins for administrative purposes. However, Quaid-e-Azam paid his immediate attention towards setting up of administrative machinery and took a number of steps to overcome the administrative problems of the new state. Constitutional problems. When Pakistan established the Government of India Act 1935 became the working constitution of Pakistan with certain adaptations. But the need of a constitution framed by the elected representatives of the people was necessary for free people. So, the first Constituent Assembly was formed and was given the task to frame the constitution for the country. But the Constituent Assembly failed to frame a constitution even in 8 years. Lack of a permanent constitution created chances of corrupt interference in democratic progress of Pakistan. On the other hand, the Constituent Assembly conferred extraordinary powers on Governor-General, which afterwards led to future constitutional issues. This was all about today's lecture. If you have any question, ask your subject teacher. Watch the given video 2 times attentively and note down main points. This practice will help you in answering quiz questions, solving MCQs and answering the given questions. Thank you for being attentive. See you all in our next session. Take care and Allah Hafiz.